Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Steve Barton, and thank you for tuning in. We're at the Metals Investors Forum with Adam Cegielski of First Nordic Metals. Adam, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay, give us your elevator pitch and tell us about your company.
Okay, First Nordic Metals, largest landholder in Sweden in the precious metal space. We own the second largest gold deposit in Europe and the largest undeveloped gold deposit in Sweden. We have a 2.4 million ounce gold deposit that's indicated and inferred ounces, joint ventured with Agnico Eagle. And surrounding that deposit, we put together over 100 kilometers of strike and hunt and control an entire greenstone belt around a 2.4 million ounce deposit.
Okay. So indicated and inferred 2.4 million ounces. What's your guys' market cap, cash, and debt?
Market cap today is about $110 million Canadian. Cash is about $12 million. We completed a bought deal financing with Haywood Securities and Ventum in November 2024. And, incredibly active stock, traded over 100 million shares last year and zero debt.
Okay. No debt for an explorer. That's good.
Yeah, so good.
Yes. Okay. Tell us about the team that you built.
Yeah, the team is led by our CEO, Taj Singh. Taj was founder and CEO of Discovery Silver, and he built that sort of same situation, found an asset, built the value of it, drilled it, and took it to almost $1 billion market cap. Chairman is Toby Pierce. We put a board of directors together, includes Mark Legault from Agnico Eagle, Gary Cope, the founder of Barcellay, and Jeff Couch, former head of banking for Bank of Montreal, London. So we've put together an incredible board of directors to obviously go and attract further financing to be able to acquire the 55% that Agnico holds. And that is ultimately the plan of what we're trying to do, is consolidate the belt, be 100% owner, operator, and advance the project.
Okay. And what experience does your team and yourself have to this task at hand? What prior projects have they had that is relevant to what you're doing now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the leadership, first and foremost with Taj, mining engineer, metallurgist, has put, I believe, 4 different projects into production while at Inco and other operations, Timmins Gold. So an experienced operator, understands how to manage the community relations. And then, of course, we've got VPX, Benjamin Gelber, very active in West Africa, put the Assassin project into production. So our team probably has, 75 years of combined mine development experience. And obviously on the capital markets side, we've got extensive capital funding experience as well.
Okay. And what about the geology? Is the geology similar to what you guys have looked at before?
Yeah, I mean, this is a typical greenstone belt. It's an orogenic system. What's interesting is that this system is very underexplored compared to other parts of the world. So if you compare this to, let's say, Canada or Australia or Africa, these are rich hosted systems that usually have hundreds of millions of ounces. And yeah, it's an orogenic greenstone belt. It is covered by glacial till, and it really didn't open to modern exploration until the mid-90s when the Swedish government allowed foreign companies to come in. So you've got this incredible geological setting, you've got this incredibly large land package, and you've got very limited exploration on this. So it's our team is versed in greenstone belt exploration, and as Canadians, obviously, it's a very, very well known to us.
Okay, all right. And who owns your company? How much do you own? Any vested partners?
Insiders own just under 20%. Agnico Eagle owns 11% today. They came in July 2024, and we've got U.S. institutions that hold about 40% of the investment as well. So retail owns 30%, institutions 40%, Agnico 11%, insiders about 20%.
Okay, all right. Limit orders only. What scalability? Size of the prize 2.4 right now. How deep do you have to go? How big? How wide? What's it look like?
Okay, so again, this deposit is 2.4 million ounces according to an Agnico Eagle 43-101 in 2019. So that's, over 5 years ago, or maybe close to 5 years ago when that came out. The resource goes down to 500 meters. We have drill holes down to over 950 meters. So we know the system probably goes to closer to 1,000 meters. That host rock also plunges. Geophysics have confirmed that host rock goes at least a couple kilometers. So this is very similar to what you'd see in Ontario, A lot of these greenstone deposits, they go 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 meters deep. So it is a typical greenstone system. It's open at depth. It's open along strike. And again, when you have 2.4 million ounces, which we think goes closer to 5 million ounces, that obviously subject to further drilling, but you've got 100 kilometers of strike. This is like, typical, pearls on a string. We will find other deposits on this belt. We've got massive targets, 5-kilometer targets on this belt, 3 or 4 of them right now. So we expect to find a second or potentially third deposit, which would make this into a camp. So again, we're not going to be fighting with 5 other landowners to consolidate the area. We already have the area. We now just got to go fund we got to go actually do the exploration work with the funds we have to go show that there's multiple deposits there. So it scales at depth, it scales along strike. It's still an incredibly early stage opportunity.
Okay, and hopefully the pearls string together.
There are other ones on the belt already, just a little bit further south, and we did make a discovery in 2021, about 40 kilometers south of Barcelay, which we're following up on now. So we're going to do a drill program there to show hopefully a second deposit. This would be, if it was advanced, would be a 200,000 ounce producer. But if you can find another deposit or a third deposit, you start to build a camp that can be, essentially Europe's next gold district.
Okay. And will this be open pit, underground, both?
Small open pits to start, and then you'd go underground. Okay. So all the zones have basically small open pits that we can start with, or you could potentially just put a shaft in and go underground immediately as well.
Okay. All right. And what is your biggest unanswered question? What is the giant question mark that you need to answer?
I mean, I think when these assets are held by majors, the big question mark is, what is the major going to do? And when Agnico came in here, they did, $15-20 million a year of drilling for 2-3 years, 4 years. They've spent $60 million on this project. And then, they bought a Cisco, they bought, Yamana, Kirkland Lake. They became this Canadian focused entity. They've driven their valuation from 4 billion to 60 billion. So, things have changed for Agnico a bit and not much has done. So I think the question mark is, what's going to happen with the asset itself? Obviously, we own all the rest of the belt 100%, but the question mark, and the question the market would like to see is, what is Agnico going to do, and can you get operatorship? If we could operate this today, we would drill immediately down to 1,000 meters. We would showcase the grade at depth, and this would suddenly be a story that's growing towards 5 million ounces. So our goal is to continue to consolidate the belt and answer the question of how do we convince Agnico to allow us to operate this project?
Okay, and what would that cost?
It's subject to negotiation, obviously, but we think it's well over $1 billion project right now, and we own half of it. There was a deal on the table 2.5 years ago, where they tried to sell it to the previous operators, but the financing did not quite come through. It was a difficult market and other circumstances, and that was about a $40-50 million deal, and plus add-ons. So I think it's going to require some cash. I think Agnico is a happy shareholder. They're up 30% on their investment already. So I think it's going to be sort of a cash and share combination, similar to what we had before, And so gold price has gone up, but the equities have gone down. So, it's a discussion to be had, and we're hoping to conclude that in 2025.
Okay. All righty. Well, maybe that answer will come here. Adam, thank you so much. Really a pleasure. As thank you for tuning in. Be sure to support the show and share this with anyone that you think needs to hear it. It's probably your buddy that can't stop talking about tech stocks. You have yourself a great rest of the day, and we will talk to you next time.